Breaking news in New Haven right now, where it appears that police on campus are moving in on protesters at Yale University.
Yeah, they've been camping out there for quite some time. Let's get right out to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler. So, Olivia, what is the latest there? What are you seeing right now?
Well, Nicole and Caitlin, for the most part, what I can see is that right now things are very peaceful here. Nothing is getting out of control from what we can see right now, but we're going to have our photographer here, Alex Geronimo, zoom in on this area. You can see that there's multiple tents still up here and multiple students that are singing a song that has something to do with Palestine. You can see that there are some cops that are moving around a certain area. It appears like they have some gloves on, but everything right now seems to be peaceful. Now, Yale University tells us that these protests began on Friday, and students have been out here for several days now. It started with about 24 tents, and at one point throughout the weekend, there were 400 people that were in this area. Now, I can see far in the distance that it looks like one person did just get detained and walked out of that area by police. It looks like two police officers are holding each of his hands as they take him out of that area and into the Schwartzman Center. Now, this is a very fluid and active situation here, so everything that I'm able to tell you right now is what I'm watching in real time with you at home as well. You can see that there's some police officers as well in front of this caution tape. Earlier, I heard a police officer say that they were putting that caution tape up so that students were able to get out. However, they are not letting anyone inside that area. You can see several police officers right now are working to get those students taken out of the area. We're going on several days now that students have been out there, and I do want to give some background that the protest organizers are calling Occupy Beinecke's Books, Not Bombs. It's to advocate for Yale's divestment from military weapon manufacturers. Some students pledged to continue to occupy this area until the university cuts ties from military companies. But as you can see right now, it seems like students are really holding their ground, refusing to move from this area. And as this develops, we may see more police officers move in and detain students from this area. Now, we've reached out to the university to find out if there's going to be any disciplinary action for the students that are still in this area, as classes are supposed to start this morning. We are waiting to hear back from them, and we are going to continue to give you a live picture of what we can see right now.
Olivia.
Once again, it looks like there's less than a dozen police officers down there, and then up here by us there's about 4 or 5. Nicole, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, roughly based upon what you can see, how many protesters would you say are camped out there?
Yeah, you know what, Nicole? It looks like there's probably around 3 dozen. I wouldn't say there's more than 50 students out there right now, but there's definitely a good amount. And also, there could be students that are still in the tents. We did see some students actually leave the protest, so I think that they were maybe a little bit fearful of the police coming into their area. Some people staying in the tents, some people walking away, so that number could change, but I'm going to say there's about less than 40 people over there right now.
Olivia, do you have any idea, I don't know if you've been able to speak with police yet, about why those students that we're seeing them take some students away and it looks like in handcuffs, do we know why they're being detained?
Yeah, Caitlin, we have reached out to police this morning trying to learn what their plans are this morning. We've yet to hear back from the spokesperson for the university. As you can see, there are some police officers that are here right now. However, they are not able to speak on what's going on at this moment. Everything is really going to have to come from the spokesperson for Yale Police at this time.
What is the reaction, Ben, of any passerbys in the area looking at this scene?
Yeah, well, Nicole, if you look to the right of your screen right now, you can see that there's one man holding his cell phone up, recording it. There's another man that is standing there. A lot of people have stopped to just look and watch and observe what's happening right now. There's some people that have, ignored it completely and continue to go on their morning jog with their animal. But there is some people that are really taking in the moment, recording this because, this is a moment in history really for the entire world.
Even police on scene there as well, and they're setting up a perimeter around outside where they're camping. I know they're moving the camera around and focusing in. We might be able to see even more than you can, Olivia, with them zooming in the camera there.
Yeah.
We know that you'll be checking in with police. I think we're all curious about what they'll be charged with in the next hours or coming days as well.
Yeah, we're definitely going to work to get that answer for you, because that is the big question. You know, students right now seem to be peaceful, although we do know that there was some alleged assaults over the weekend. One student that attends Yale, she's a sophomore, she says that she was stabbed in by a Palestinian flag, and we're still waiting to get that confirmed from Yale officials, but there does seem to be some violence throughout the weekend, but right now things do seem to be peaceful here as some police officers make their way in.
And Olivia, remind us, how long have you been there this morning?
Yeah, we've been out here since about 4 o'clock this morning. It was quiet and dark when we first got out here. Many of the pro-Palestinian students in their tent. Every now and then we would hear some singing. We heard some prayers, but everything was pretty quiet until about 6 o'clock this morning. That's when Yale police came to this area and they started putting up that caution tape here.
It looks as though police are starting to take a few more people away. Did you see that?
It looks like maybe one by one they're starting to go down the line and take them all.
Yeah, I do see that. As you mentioned, you guys probably have an even better view than I do with the camera being able to zoom in there, but I do see several police officers and some people being taken away. We're also seeing right now, if you look to the right side of your screen, it looks like 5 police officers, so now they stopped, but it looked like 5 of them were about to make their way in from the right. So it seems like they're coming in a larger crowd, the police officers at this time. So curious to see as this morning progresses and the students continue to stay out here if things are going to get a little bit more chaotic and heavy.
Olivia, can you just, maybe if folks are just starting to tune in now as we near the end of our show here, can you just recap how long have the students been out there? When did you see police come in, and kind of just wrap things up for us?
Yeah, well, Caitlin and Nicole, I'm going to stay out of the frame just so our viewers can get the best shot possible of what's taking place right now. We're standing at the campus of Yale University by the Schwarzman Center. Students have been protesting out here since Friday. That's what the school tells us. And you can see that there's a number of tents that are out right now. There was 24 to start with, and throughout the weekend there was about 400 protesters. So a lot of students have been gathered here throughout the weekend. Now, the protest organizers are calling this Occupy Beinecke, Books Not Bombs. And the reason they're doing this is to advocate for Yale's divestment from military weapon manufacturers. And students have pledged to occupy this area until the university cuts ties from military companies. Now, you can see there are still students out here, but by the way everything is happening, it looks like the police are wanting to get every single person in this area cleared out so that Yale can continue with their, day-to-day activities here.
And we just want to remind our viewers, too, that this isn't the only campus that is experiencing scenes like this morning. Columbia University is also dealing with this. We're also heading into Passover this evening. So there's a lot of tensions rising high around the country, and you are taking a live look at right now just one of the scenes here playing out at Yale University. And clearly, Yale University is known for, there are a lot of students that find their voices, and they've been known to protest, of course, in the past with issues that they're very passionate about. And like you said before, Olivia, history is being played out right now as we're looking at this, and we're seeing both sides. But it is interesting to see how the university is going to be handling the situation going forward this morning, because I'm sure that the university wants people to go to class.
Absolutely. And Olivia, you've been there all morning long. Of course, in the last half hour or so, we've seen police move in, start removing those protesters, though it has been largely peaceful this morning. Olivia, we're going to leave you there at the scene. Keep us updated, and we're going to switch on over to the WACS. We have another hour of news coming up from 7 to 8, so we hope you'll join us there, and we'll keep you posted, of course, on that developing situation out of Yale University in New Haven this morning.
All right, we'll see you over on our sister station, the WACS. Have a great morning, everyone.